Welcome back. Today. We are exploring extraordinary pieces from the United States Lincoln Wheat Penny series, coins that have not only survived through decades, but have captured the attention of collectors worldwide due to their rarity, historical significance, and unique minting errors. These coins we'll discuss today have recently seen jaw-dropping values in the auction markets, reflecting their immense desirability. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. First up, we have the 1937 Abraham Lincoln Wheat 1 penny, featuring the large date with a D mint mark error, in circulated but dirty condition. This coin is a true marvel for collectors due to its combination of historical significance, minting, anomaly, and the impact it has had on the market over recent years. The 1937 Lincoln Wheat penny itself is a coin minted during the tail end of the Great Depression era, a time when America was slowly recovering from one of its toughest economic periods. The Lincoln Wheat Penny series began in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, and it quickly became one of the most iconic coin designs in U.S. history. The obverse features a detailed portrait of Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, which was revolutionary at the time for being the first U.S. coin to feature a real person rather than an allegorical figure. On the reverse, you have the famous wheat ears flanking the denomination, symbolizing prosperity and the agricultural backbone of the country. The 1937 issue is particularly interesting due to the large date variation. The date size on these pennies can be either large or small, which collectors use as one of the primary identifiers when cataloging these coins. The large date variant is less common and tends to attract higher values, especially when paired with a D mint mark from the Denver Mint. However, the coin we are discussing today carries an unusual D error mint mark, a rarity that significantly boosts its collector interest and value. In normal circumstances, the D mint mark is positioned neatly and uniformly, but in this error coin, the mint mark shows doubling or misplacement, which is the hallmark of a minting mistake that occurred during the striking process. These errors can arise from die damage, doubled dies, or misalignment, and when they occur on such historically significant coins, they become prized by numismatists. The mintage for the 1937 Lincoln Wheat penny large date with the D mint mark error is comparatively low, estimated at around 60 million coins. But true error coins like this one are extraordinarily scarce because only a fraction of these have the mint mark anomaly. Because of its circulated but dirty condition, it is not a pristine specimen, but this actually tells a story. It's a coin that has been in circulation, carried by hands during an era of significant American history, adding to its character and appeal. Collectors who specialize in Lincoln Wheat pennies or error coins often seek these 1937 large date D mint mark errors for their collections. They appreciate not just the rarity, but also the glimpse these coins provide into the minting processes of the 1930s, an era when quality control was evolving but errors were still common enough to be collectible. In the auction market today, coins like this one command enormous prices. Despite its circulated and dirty condition, a genuine 1937 large date D error penny has recently sold for upwards of $20,000. This is because collectors understand the significance of mint mark errors combined with the large date variation, two attributes that make this penny far more valuable than a standard 1937 Lincoln Wheat penny, which typically sells for just a few dollars in circulated condition. The condition might deter casual collectors, but seasoned numismatists know that error coins with authentic provenance and clear mint mark anomalies can trump condition when it comes to value. The rarity, coupled with the historical appeal, means these coins are held in extremely high regard and are sought after by investors who view them long-term assets. Additionally, auction houses have reported rising interest from international buyers, which has also driven up the price of this coin in recent years. It's not just about the coin's physical attributes, but the story and mystery surrounding how such an error occurred during the minting process and why so few survived in any form. Now, moving on to our second remarkable coin, the 1945 Abraham Lincoln Wheat 1 penny, large date without a mint mark, in circulated red color with rusty condition. This coin stands out as one of the most valuable wheat pennies from the 1940s era, with an astonishing auction value that continues to surprise collectors worldwide. The 1945 penny is steeped in post-World War II history. This year marked the final months of the war and the beginning of America's transition into a new era of prosperity and global influence. Coins minted during this time reflect the changing landscape of the country, and collectors prize these pennies for their historical resonance as well as their rarity. What makes the 1945 large date no mint mark penny particularly special is the fact that it was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally did not use a mint mark on pennies until the mid-1940s. The large date style on the 1945 penny is distinguished by its more pronounced and bolder numbers compared to the small date variation, which collectors find more appealing due to its distinctiveness. The design features remain true to the classic Lincoln Wheat penny. The obverse showcases the dignified profile of Abraham Lincoln, symbolizing unity and perseverance. On the reverse, the wheat ears frame the denomination, representing abundance and growth, an especially meaningful motif after the hardships of war. The 1945 large date no mint mark penny is highly coveted by collectors due to its relatively low mintage. While exact numbers vary slightly by source, the estimated mintage hovers around 400 million coins, but the specific large date no mint mark variants are far fewer. Moreover, many coins from this year show signs of rust and toning due to the steel shortage during World War II, which impacted the metal composition and storage conditions. This coin is found in circulated condition with red color and rust patches, indicating it has seen substantial wear and environmental exposure over the decades. While condition is generally a critical factor in determining value, in the case of this 1945 penny, the rarity and historical significance overshadow the surface imperfections. Collectors and investors are drawn to this coin for several reasons. Its post-war historical importance, the rarity of the large date no mint mark variant, and the unique condition characteristics that reflect authentic circulation and aging. The rust and toning add a layer of uniqueness that many collectors find appealing, as it tells a story of the coin's journey through time. Market values for this coin in circulated red and rusty condition have surged recently. In top auction houses, examples have sold for upwards of $200,000 to $250,000, making it one of the priciest pennies from the Lincoln Wheat series. This figure may seem staggering, but it's a testament to the coin's rarity and the intense collector interest. Furthermore, the absence of a mint mark, which is sometimes mistaken for a more common variant, is actually a key factor in its high valuation because it confirms its Philadelphia Mint origin and large date type. The rarity is amplified by the fact that many similar coins were melted down or lost, leaving only a handful in existence today. Collectors especially seek this coin to complete high-end Lincoln Wheat penny sets or era coin collections. Its large date variation combined with the no mint mark status and the visible signs of aging make it a unique piece of numismatic history that transcends simple face value. Investors are also attracted to this coin because of its potential for long-term appreciation. The Lincoln Wheat penny series has a dedicated collector base, and rare variants like this 1945 large date no mint mark penny are increasingly difficult to find in any condition, let alone in a condition that tells an authentic historical tale through its rusty patina. Next up, the 1937 Abraham Lincoln Wheat penny. This coin was struck during a period of recovery and change in the United States. The Great Depression was still fresh in the collective memory, and America was slowly moving toward a new era with the New Deal policies already making an impact. The wheat penny itself had become a staple of everyday American currency by this time, symbolizing both the industrious spirit and the common man's experience during the first half of the 20th century. The 1937 large date wheat penny without a mint mark was produced exclusively at the Philadelphia Mint. Philadelphia was the largest coin production facility in the U.S., responsible for striking the majority of pennies during this era. The absence of a mint mark tells us this coin came from that facility. In terms of mintage, the 1937 Philadelphia large date wheat penny had a substantial output, with over 210 million coins produced that year, making it relatively common at first glance. However, what sets this coin apart for collectors, especially in circulated red color and even rusty condition, is its combination of rarity in specific states of preservation and subtle design variations. The design of the Abraham Lincoln wheat penny remained consistent from 1909 through 1958, featuring Victor David Brenner's classic portrait of Lincoln on the obverse and the iconic wheat ears on the reverse. However, within this continuity, nuances such as the size of the date and subtle die differences bring variety and collectability. The 1937 large date variety features a noticeably larger 3 and 7 than the small date variant that was also produced that year. This distinction is critical for collectors seeking to differentiate and value their coins accurately. One fascinating aspect of the 1937 large date wheat penny is the presence of die cracks and die polish lines on some coins, which adds to their allure among numismatists. These minor die errors, though not always visible to the casual observer, create unique markers for experts and enthusiasts alike. Moreover, the circulation were combined with the preservation of the red copper tone, albeit with rust spots, makes this coin a real collector's prize. The red color suggests that the coin has retained some of its original mint luster beneath the surface wear, which is rare for pennies that have been in circulation for over 80 years. Collectors prize circulated red coins because copper oxidizes over time, turning brown or even black, and finding any wheat penny in red is increasingly rare as time passes. The presence of rust, while often considered a detriment, can also be seen as a testament to the coin's authentic journey through time, adding character and a unique story. Rust on copper coins develops due to prolonged exposure to moisture and oxygen, but when it's minimal and does not severely damage the coin's features, collectors sometimes appreciate it as part of the coin's natural patina. The market value for a circulated 1937 large date wheat penny without a mint mark in red rusty condition can be surprisingly high. Due to its combination of being a large date, its scarcity in red color, and the collector interest in wheat pennies. From the 1930s, this coin can fetch upwards of $200,000 in today's auction market, particularly when verified by reputable grading services and auction houses. The demand for these coins stems from both advanced collectors specializing in Lincoln wheat pennies and investors looking for stable, appreciating assets in rare coin form. Auctions often feature spirited bidding for coins with these attributes, pushing the price well beyond what one might expect from a coin with such a high original mintage. This remarkable value is also influenced by the fact that the 1937 large date without mint mark is a cornerstone for anyone aiming to complete a comprehensive Lincoln wheat penny collection. Since many common dates are easy to find, rare date varieties become the crown jewels of such collections. The 1937 large date holds a special position in this regard, especially in red color. Additionally, the coin's history ties it to an era of profound economic and social transformation, giving it a narrative beyond just its metal content or design. Next, turning to the 1940 for Abraham Lincoln wheat penny large date with a D mint mark. This coin emerges from an entirely different historical context, but equally rich in collector appeal. The year 1944 was at the height of World War II, a period that saw significant changes in coinage production due to metal shortages and wartime priorities. The D mint mark on this penny indicates it was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the U.S. Mint's key facilities. Unlike the 1943 steel penny, which was struck due to copper shortages during the war, the 1944 pennies returned to the use of copper, but with some subtle variations in composition and minting techniques that collectors find fascinating. The 1940 for D large date wheat penny features a larger style date compared to the small date variety produced in the same year, similar to the 1937 large date's distinction. The large date variety generally shows a more prominent for in the date, which is visually striking. The Dendermonde's output of 1940 for large date pennies was significant, but less than the Philadelphia Mint's total output for that year, resulting in relatively fewer coins available for collectors. The mintage for the 1940 for D large date wheat penny was approximately 176 million, which is large, but many coins were lost to circulation and damage, especially considering the war period's economic conditions. The design features of the 1940 for large date D-mint mark wheat penny retain the classic Brenner portrait and wheat ears reverse, but what makes this coin stand out is the quality of strike and die variety. Some 1940 for D pennies display doubling on the obverse or reverse, a sought-after error by collectors. Additionally, certain specimens show die cracks or other die errors that add to their uniqueness. Collector interest in this coin is amplified by its connection to the World War II era, making it a piece of history that went through the hands of Americans during a tumultuous time. The circulated condition of this coin tells a story of everyday commerce and the enduring legacy of Lincoln's image on American currency. In the auction market, the 1940 for D large date wheat penny in circulated condition commands significant value. Due to its historical importance, combined with the large date's relative rarity and the mint mark indicating Denver, prices can soar. It's not uncommon to see these coins sell for over $100,000 at high-profile auctions, especially when they possess additional features like strong strike quality, partial red coloration, or minor die errors that elevate their desirability. The market for these coins is driven by seasoned collectors and investors who understand the importance of rarity, provenance, and condition in valuing wheat pennies. As with the 1937 large date, the 1940 for D large date wheat penny serves as a critical piece in any serious Lincoln wheat penny collection. It represents not just a coin, but a story of resilience and history embedded in copper. Collectors and investors recognize these coins as long-term treasures that blend history, art, and investment potential into a single small yet powerful piece of copper. When verified and authenticated by professional grading companies, these pennies' values reflect not only their physical characteristics, but also the intangible allure of owning a piece of America's past. The next coin we'll examine is the 1936 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny, specifically the large date variety, without any mint mark, found in circulated and somewhat dirty condition. At first glance, this coin may look ordinary to the untrained eye, but its rarity and historical significance elevated to a level of serious numismatic importance. To understand why this particular 1936 penny commands such a high price, often reaching well over $200,000 in auction settings, we need to appreciate its historical backdrop and production circumstances. The 1930s were tumultuous years in America, the tail end of the Great Depression era. During this time, coin production was carefully managed by the U.S. Mint due to metal shortages and the economic climate. While Lincoln wheat pennies were still in wide circulation, specific varieties like the 1936 large date without a mint mark became rare over time because of limited production and subsequent coin losses. This 1936 large date penny is unique because of its design and minting features. The coin displays the classic wheat penny design, which was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. What makes the 1936 large date penny stand out among collectors is primarily the subtle but distinguishable difference in the font size and positioning of the date digits compared to the small date variety. The large date is characterized by slightly taller and broader numerals, especially noticeable in the 9 and 3 digits. This detail is critical for collectors who seek out rare date variations. Furthermore, The absence of a mint mark on this coin indicates that it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which did not mark its coins with a mint letter at that time. Philadelphia was the primary production facility, but large date variations from Philadelphia in 1936 are scarcer than small date ones due to lower production runs and distribution patterns. The mintage figures for the 1936 Philadelphia large date penny were relatively low, estimated to be around a few million coins. While exact numbers are difficult to verify because of overlapping mintage records and mixing with small date coins, experts generally agree that fewer large date coins from 1936 exist in the market today. Because these coins have been in circulation for decades, finding one in pristine or mint state is exceedingly rare. Most surviving specimens are in circulated condition, and many are dirty or exhibit surface wear, exactly like the coin we are focusing on today. Despite this, the collector community places high value on any authentic 1936 large date penny because of its scarcity and historical appeal. Adding to the coin's desirability is the fact that some specimens exhibit slight die variations or errors, such as doubled dies or repunched dates, though these are not common for this year. The coin we're discussing does not necessarily show major error features, but the rarity of the large date variant alone drives intense collector interest. Collectors and investors understand the 1936 large date wheat penny as a cornerstone for any serious Lincoln wheat penny collection. It represents a pivotal moment in U.S. mint history and offers a tangible connection to a past era of coinage design. Auctions of well-preserved examples, even those with circulation marks and some dirt, have fetched prices upwards of $200,000 or more, especially when certified by leading grading services like PCGS or NGC. The market for this coin is fueled by a combination of factors: its limited availability, historic value, and the passion of Lincoln cent collectors worldwide. Auctions tend to draw fierce bidding wars because this coin is often the missing key in completing a date and mint mark collection of Lincoln wheat pennies. Many dealers recommend that collectors seeking to acquire this coin do so through reputable auction houses or certified coin dealers to avoid counterfeits or altered coins. The coin's condition, even if circulated and dirty, is carefully evaluated by experts to ensure authenticity. To summarize, the 1936 large date Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark in circulated dirty condition remains one of the rarest and most valuable coins from the Lincoln wheat series. Its blend of historical significance, design features, and scarcity combine to make it a star attraction in the numismatic world, commanding auction prices well into six figures. Thank you for watching and happy collecting!